Well, good morning. How you guys doing this week? What all did you do this week? You do anything fun and exciting? What did you do? Nice. How about you? Awesome. Swimming and kayaking. That's pretty exciting. How about you? What did you do this week? Same thing. Awesome. Okay. Well, sounds like you guys had a lot of fun. That's good. That's one of the good things about summer is that we can, we don't have to go to school. Instead, we can do fun things like swimming and going kayaking and sports and playing outside and all those wonderful things that we like to do when we're kids. Have you guys ever heard the story of the prodigal son? If I said prodigal son, does that sound familiar to you? Yeah? You remember the story of what happened to him? Okay. Well, I'll refresh your memory because it's a tough to remember the stories all the time. So, once upon a time, what's that? That's right. There's a lot of them. Yeah, the Bible's pretty thick. It's got a lot of stories in it. It's hard to remember all of them, right? So I'll help you remember the story. Okay, and I'll tell it in my own words, kind of like a fairy tale sort of thing. That's kind of like what Jesus was doing. He was telling parables. Basically, he was telling stories that had a bigger meaning, kind of like fairy tales do, or fables. Well, once upon a time, there was this boy. Actually, there were two brothers. You guys brothers? Okay. Okay, you're friends. Okay, cool. Okay. Well, once upon a time, there were these two brothers, and they lived with their father in this great, big, beautiful house. They had a big farm. They had workers that came out and worked for them and everything. And so, even though they had all kinds of things to keep them happy, they also had chores. You guys have chores that you have to do at home? What are some of the chores that you guys have to do? What's some of the chores that you guys have to do? Okay, so you have to take care of the dog. Your bunny? Okay. You have any chores that you have to do at home? You have to clean your room? Yeah, that's a big one. Okay. Well, do you ever feel like sometimes the chores that you have to do, does it ever seem like sometimes the stuff that you have to do isn't fair? Does it feel sometimes like things aren't fair that you have to do? Mom and Dad tell you to do things, you think, that's not fair. I don't want to do that. And what's Mom and Dad say? You ever hear this one? As long as you live under my house, under my roof, you'll follow my rules. You ever heard that one? Okay. Maybe I'm showing my age. That's something my dad used to tell me. As long as you live under my roof, you'll follow my rules. Well, when he would say that, sometimes I would think, well, I can't wait till I grow up. And then I'm going to get out on my own, and I'm going to make my own rules. And I won't have to do what Mom and Dad tell me to do. You ever feel like that? Can't wait to grow up so you can make your own rules? Well, the boy in this story about the prodigal son, he was feeling the same thing. He lived at home, and he had all these wonderful things, but he also had to work on the farm to kind of keep things going. Now, his dad had... Okay, cool. So you know what it's like then, right? Yes. So you have to take care of the dog, like you said. You also have to help with the horses and the chickens. Okay. Okay. So the prodigal son, he was like you. You know, he had all this stuff that he had to do on the farm, and he didn't think it was fair that he had to do all of it. And so one day he went to his dad, and he said, Dad, you know what? I don't want to live under your roof anymore. I don't want to follow your rules. Give me the money that you were going to leave for me when you're gone, and I'm going to go out, and I'm going to live my life the way I want to. Now, does that sound like something nice to say to your dad? Give me all your money that you were going to give to me, and I'm going to go ahead and go leave? No. That's right. That's exactly what he did. That's right. Yeah, he probably went out and bought a bunch of candy. No, he didn't buy a house. You think that would have been a good thing to buy?
I don't think there was anything.
No, they probably had different kinds of sweets back then than we have now. What kind of candy do you guys like? Candy bars? Chocolate? Cake? Cake? That's a big one. All right. Well, maybe they had some kind of cakes back then, but I don't think they were the same kind that we have now. But they certainly didn't have candy bars. They didn't have suckers. They didn't have the same kind of candy we have. That's right.
And we have Airheads.
Oh, Airheads. Those are good. You like the sour ones?
I don't know.
Okay, so he went out and he bought all the things that he always wanted and his mom and dad wouldn't let him have. He went out and had these big parties and got himself into a lot of trouble. And then before he knew it, guess what? He was out of money. You guessed it exactly. He ran out of money, didn't have any money left, and he'd already eaten all the candy and all the sweets, and he was starting to get hungry again. And he didn't have any more money to buy food. He wasn't smart to buy a house like you said.
He got sick from that.
That's right. He probably did get very sick. And so, guess what he had to do?
Go home.
That's right. He had to get a job taking care of the pigs. And then guess what? He probably had pigs at home that he took care of too. But his father had servants to take care of him. So he didn't have to work very hard at home. But now he had to go out and get a job feeding the pigs and taking care of them. And he worked harder than he had ever had to work at home. And then he got so hungry, didn't have any food. So what did he do? He ate the pig slop. Ew! Can you imagine getting so hungry that you had to eat the pig slop? Yeah. You ever make mud pies? Okay, yeah, but you never eat it, right? Good. See, we did the same thing too. We made mud pies when we were little, but they were just pretend. You don't actually eat them. But he had to actually eat the mud and the pig slop and stuff. That's disgusting, right? So that must have been pretty hungry. So finally, he's getting sick and he's hungry. And so he gets to thinking, maybe I didn't quite have it so bad as I thought when I was at home. Maybe if I go home, I'm afraid that my dad's going to be mad at me. I think my dad might even hate me for the way that I treated him. And so he said, I'm going to go home and I'm going to beg my dad to let me come home. And so he goes home and he's thinking, when I get there, I'm going to tell him, Dad, I'm not worthy to be your child anymore because I was so bad. But will you please let me come home and be one of your servants? I'll be like a slave to you. And so he's almost home, and he gets to the end of the driveway, and guess what happens? That's right. You remember the story really good. That's good.
And they throw out parties and the other brother is jealous.
That's right. The other brother's jealous because he thought, well, I did all the good stuff. My brother did the bad stuff. Now he gets a party. That doesn't seem fair, does it?
Because he came back and was very excited.
That's right. And he said, this my son was lost. Your brother was lost, but now he's found. And so we're going to have a big party. We're going to celebrate. So I guess the story, the part of the story that I want you guys to think about this morning and to remember is that even though we make mistakes, we go out and we live our lives the way we want to. We think we're living it up and having a good time. And we think we've got our freedom. When we realize that we've made a mistake.
My mom sometimes let me have my own freedom.
Yeah. And what do you learn? Yeah, well, that's good. But if she gives you too much freedom, you can get into trouble, right? All right, well, he learned a lesson that too much freedom is not necessarily a good thing because he gave up his freedom to become a slave or a servant to the world and the things that were bad for him. So just remember that. Sometimes the rules are there for a reason, and we have to learn that freedom to do what we want isn't always the best thing. All right, thanks a lot, guys. You can go down to your junior church now. You guys did great.
We hope you enjoyed today's message. If you did, be sure to hit the like button. And if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, be sure to also subscribe so that you'll know when we post new videos. If you'd like to join us in person, we're at the Highland Ridge Community Church at 2200 Highland Ridge Road in Lowell, Ohio. Our church services are Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock a.m. We'd love to see you here. So everybody have a great week, and God bless.